Ooh. Yeah, boy. Sneakies, it's me, Fifi, and I'm back. I'm back again today with another IVE reaction for you guys. And now IVE back with only 2 tracks. I actually haven't heard any of the B-sides yet. I've only reacted to their 2 title tracks. I think, yeah. So they're back with a brand new title track and MV, which is called After Like, and they're also going to be releasing a B-side along with it, which is called My Satisfaction. I'm going to be reacting to both this time. I have been warned, so this is also your warning, that the title track is going to be disco. I didn't watch the teaser, however, I was informed by a friend of mine and someone on my schedule that it is disco inspired. If you are subscribed to me, you will know by now that I'm very much sick to death of disco in K-pop and just pop music in general. I think it needs to just be left in the 70s and 80s now. However, I'm going to give this a go. I'm hoping maybe there's a little bit something maybe there's something a little bit different to it. Also, I want to check out the MV, the choreo. So I'm still going to react to it. If I have absolutely nothing positive to say, I most likely won't be posting this video at all. But be warned, the chances of me actually liking the song fully are going to be slim. So please be prepared for like my honesty if I'm just not vibing with the song. However, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to be objective and try and see what I do like about the song. And obviously I'm going to react to the B-side as well. And yeah, let's go.
Disclaimer, I don't like to react with captions on as I find them distracting. I like to concentrate on the music, and the music production is what I like to comment on the most. When I'm looking at the words at the bottom of the screen, I'm missing parts of the song, their vocals, and I'm missing parts of the MV and choreo. I'll read the lyrics later in my own time.
Okay, quick disclaimer again before we start, because I know people skip my intro, they'll probably skip this part as well. I'm sick of disco. I'm sick of disco in K-pop. I'm sick of the re-emergence of disco, 70s and 80s in popular music. I grew up listening to disco songs. I'm looking for something new. However, I'm going to be reacting to this objectively. I'm going to be checking it out, seeing if there's anything different I like about it. So yeah, please just be warned that the chance of me liking this song is pretty slim. So just leave now if you're not here for just an objective reaction. Let's go. IVE, After Like, MV. Interesting, those are like house chords on the piano. Okay, so far nothing separating it from all the other disco tracks. Oh wow, they're fully sampled. I Will Survive. Oh, they're fully interpolation. Yeah, that's me. I like that part. I like this part. It's interesting because these give me house vibes. Loudest vocals in the back. Someone else sampled that as well. Could this be magic? Yeah. Okay, thoughts incoming. Exit. Unsubscribe if you cannot handle honesty now, because I'm going to be honest. Yeah, coming off a song like 11 and Love Dive, which both had very unique sounds and were very much, I feel like they very much established IVE's sound from the get-go. Like, it was solid, it was like, ooh, IVE here, this is IVE's sound. We definitely got that with 11, we definitely got that with Love Dive. This sounded exactly like every other single disco track that has been out in K-pop in the last 2-3 years. I've heard about 1 billion K-pop songs like that, not including actual disco from the 70s and from the 80s, which I grew up listening to constantly. It's just, there was nothing different about it whatsoever. I was hoping maybe they'd add their own sort of little IVE flair at least, but it didn't have that. Nothing about it stood out for me, unfortunately. It was fun, wasn't bad at all. That's the thing. I don't think these songs are bad in any way whatsoever. They just all pretty much sound the same now. It's just been so much. And the thing is, with disco or any type of retro sound, because that sound is so specific to a specific time period, and the instrumentals, the instrumentation was all pretty much the same synths, same beats, they end up all sounding the same, especially if there isn't its own sort of individual flair added to it, which I was waiting for. I found the pre-chorus quite interesting, because those chords that came in, I mean, I described them as house chords on the piano, but house was originally created and inspired by a combination of sort of like disco music. So there is a lot of inspiration of house music that comes from disco music. So whilst those chords in the pre-chorus did sound quite housey to me, they were probably just disco. But it kind of made me wish the chorus maybe was a house chorus. So something like that I would have probably enjoyed a lot more, because we would have had the disco aspect fine, but if we went into something a little bit more housey, something a little bit more experimental, and just something with a touch of IVE's sound, their own unique sound, I feel like it would have definitely been more enjoyable for me. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything that stood out for me. Like I said, it was fun. The MV was fun. I didn't notice much of the choreo because I was trying to concentrate on the music itself. Yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why they would give them a song like this after giving them such incredible, like, whoa, like, come on. 11 and Love Dive were fucking bangers. They popped off, they were wild. And they're going off and then giving them a track that sounds exactly like a million other groups' songs. I'm not sure what the decision on that was, why. But it's fine, we have a B-side. Let's go on to the B-side. Okay, let's go. Hopefully we have something a little bit more unique with the B-side. My Satisfaction by IVE. Let's go. Ooh, dum, 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 dum. Ooh. Ooh, I couldn't catch the tempo. Ooh, the pretty guitar. Also, hello, register, her voice is really good. Ooh. Just right now, I love that melody. Ooh, I love her like drugs. Ooh, the bass. Sounds like a drill type. Ooh. Interesting. That sound. Just right. I love that melody for some reason. Ooh, bit of delay, right? Ooh. This part is weird, I like it. Ooh. Oh, that piano. Oh, that repeat. Vocals. The pizzicato strings? Did it end on that? Ooh, what the hell was that? That was different, especially coming off the previous track. That was wild. I feel like that was such a fusion of weird sounds. Like, it was giving me like a little bit of like Marilyn Manson sort of type of vibe, where it has that sort of rocky element to it, but it's also quite like cyber gothy vibey. Do you know what I mean? Like that specific tempo gives me like cyber goth, like techno vibes. At first I couldn't quite catch the beat or the tempo or the rhythm. Like you can see at the beginning I was a little bit confused. I was like, what's the beat? And then I caught on. I like that fusion of sounds. It was very weird. It was quite haunting. There was definitely sort of some orchestral sort of moments with the strings. We had like some little harmonies come in, like so we had like a choir type vibe a little bit, and then you had the pizzicato strings at the end. I wish they'd have played a little bit more with the orchestral sounds, like the pizzicato strings that came in at the end. If we could have heard them a little bit more all throughout, just maybe a little bit more sort of prominent, that classic sort of piano sound. But I loved how that was fused with the more gritty sounds, like that gritty sort of electric guitar, the synths, and at some point as well, during that little switch up, you had, that part was kind of bonkers, you had this bass come in, the boo type of bass, that boo, it sounds like the bass they use in drill, like that boo. I love that type of bass, but it was an interesting bass to have with the rest of the instrumentation, if you know what I mean. It was very much experimental. I love how they were playing around with the delivery as well, the way they were delivering their verses. They were using their sort of lower registers a lot as well, but they were very soft at the same time. But as the song went on, their vocals sort of gradually sort of picked up, and they became, they were giving us a little bit more power, especially during the bridge as well, and towards the end of the bridge. I love the bridge. I love the melodies during the bridge, the chords, very, very beautiful. Also the melodies all throughout, there was some, I kept trying to point them out, but there were some moments where we had some really nice sort of pretty melodies that were sort of in contrast with the grittiness of the instrumental, and I like that. I feel like there was a lot of opposites within this song. You had a lot of grittiness and you had a lot of sort of lightness and softness. I enjoyed that. I don't know if it would have made a better title because it's a bit odd. I guess I don't think I'm the only one that's bored of disco, but I do know many people who aren't bored of it yet, so they will enjoy the title anyway. Plus it's summertime, so that's maybe what they were going for rather than something like this. I would have liked to have seen an MV for this. Because it's so experimental as well, I think they could have played around with choreo and visuals a lot more compared to a disco track. Like I said, it's always the same. Fireworks, bright disco lights and all of this sort of stuff. But it's fine. We still had that B-side. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. I've got nothing left to say. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, I love you. I love you. Go and follow me on Instagram, guys. Go and follow me on Twitter. And yeah, goodbye.
Oh.